John 8:42. Dixit ergo eis Iesus, si Deus pater vester esset, diligeretis utique me, ego enim ex Deo processi et veni, nec venim a me ipso veni, sed ille me misit. Therefore Jesus said to them, if God were your Father, you would at least love me, for I have come out from God, and I have come. For I have not come from my own self, or of my own accord, but he sent me. As Jesus continues this dialogue about his origins and the origins, or spiritual origins, we might say, of his interlocutors, he uses a present contrary to fact conditional here to make the point that is really going to sting them, has already been stinging them in the course of several exchanges there. If, he says, so this is where our quotation begins, if God were your Father, and the implication grammatically is he's not, what do we have here in esset? This is third person singular, imperfect subjunctive, active, and so is diligeretis, imperfect subjunctive. In this case, second person plural. If God were your Father, but the implication is he's not, then you would love me, at least. Utique is something like at least, at all events, at any rate, something like that. Erasmus complains that this is an inconsistent translation, that our translator had elsewhere interpreted the Greek particle on differently. And there seems to maybe be a little bit of misunderstanding here in our translator about what on is doing in Greek, because we don't really need anything in the Latin translation here for this to make just as much sense as the Greek text. So he's saying, if God were your Father, but he isn't, you would love, but you don't, me. Okay, and then here we've got a pause. Put a semicolon in here. For I have come out from ex Deo. I have proceeded from God. And in fact, this is from the verb procedo, procedere, processi, processum. And I have come. This is a little bit pleonastic in the Latin. That is, it's a little bit redundant, but it is in the Greek as well, if you consult that text. I have come out from the Father, and I have now come. I have arrived, we might say. We can put another semicolon here. For I have not come a me ipso, and we've seen this language a lot already in this gospel. I've not come of my own accord, on my own account, from myself. And you don't even really need to translate ipso here because it's redundant as far as our English expression is concerned. But rather, he, and this probably doesn't really have proper demonstrative force here. It's more or less a synonym for is. He, that is God the Father, Deus, has sent me. Perfect tense.